afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to a 2 versus 2, yes indeed, on rails and metals. Found something that resembles a passable... Oh, hiccups 2 versus 2. And I've got hiccups. Bloody awesome. Now we shall be watching here in the northern part, Blackcurrent and Pop here fighting for the United States, steamrolling ahead for the 2nd Infantry Division, tasked with clearing out this vital railway hub before the 3rd Armored can pass through. Being held here by part-type Ninja and Shocktrooper, fighting for the 12th SS Panther Division Hitlerjugend. Pioneers heading up the right-hand side. Commanders by the Rifle Company here for Blackcurrent. For Pop, we're also seeing... That's always something I would sort of say, you know, you should try and avoid, but I suppose in this case, since these actually high-ranking players indicate, you know, maybe Rifle Company is a bit good. Over here to Shocktrooper with Breakthrough, Luftwaffe and Special Operations, and Elite Troops, Spearhead and Close Air Support for part-time Ninja. Back here to Pop, 2 Rifle Squads. Heading towards here, we do see the Pioneers occupying the building. They will need some reinforcements rather schnell. Grenadiers on the way here. Kubelwagen up for Shocktrooper. Sturmpioneers securing the center there, Volksgrenadiers following up. And we're noting, by the way, here the 2 Americans are basically focusing together most of their forces towards the right-hand side, meaning that Shocktrooper actually needs to get his arse down there and assist his teammate a bit before, otherwise there's a chance that part-time Ninja here gets absolutely hammered into the ground with a little chance of sort of resistance, actually gets crippled in the early game, further putting the pressure upon Shocktrooper soldiers. But so far Shocktrooper seems to be fleeting out a bit here, though. Looks like some force is being shifted over. Volksgrenadiers moving in. Kubelwagen also rolling in. The Grenadiers fighting as well. A little fun fact though, the amphibious comrade of the Kubelwagen, the Sturmwagen, is actually more popular over the SS. So a little fun fact there. Rather than holding up behind trucks and some bushes, but they might get suppressed there. And there we go. Volksgrenadiers trying their best, but again, noting here, by the way, this building side here is not really good for infantry, and the Rifle are quick to take advantage of that. In fact, it's a really poor site, though I suppose it sort of protects the southern player a bit. But there you go, the Rifle were suddenly gunned down here by a larger appearance of Grenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers only need much, and there you go, we still got the Kubelwagen providing a fire support as well. Centre of munitions point, fuel up north being secured here by Shocktrooper. Further pressure here as we do see Pop trying to flank about the German positions, though we do see part-time Ninjas quickly securing the trenches. Volksgrenadiers need to be shifted out here, need to get the Volksgrenadiers out, getting the Grenadiers instead, though the Grenadiers themselves are also in a pretty poor condition. So things looking a bit grim here, and there we go, the Volksgrenadiers finally kick down the back door and get out. MG42 here, by the way, and stops the Rifle here from Pop, but we do see more pressure here from Blackcurrent. The Pop also taking up positions here, and also a fighting position going up here for Pop. Further solidifying the hold around this point, I imagine, setting up some rifle grenades as well. Grenadiers continue to fight around here, a bit of medkits being handed out to sort of help heal up and keep them in the fight. Good. Volksgrenadiers fighting here. Not finished, otherwise they could have popped a grenade, and they might soon be able to anyways. Question is, will Shocktrooper be able to sort of pop it off in time? There we go, no forced retreat here by these Svetsky 2 Rifle, Blackcurrent having gotten some rather good veteran Rifle. MG42 there continues to fight. Point there being secured, Kubelwagen running around, needs to get repaired though before it can sort of assist the fight again. Mortar up for part-time Ninja, Grenadiers here in a bad position. Overall, the positions of part-time Ninja are suddenly getting eroded rather heavily. Shocktrooper quickly needs to get something over there to assist. Also to note, none of this is actually connected, so while he's taking all this territory, they're not getting a single resource out of it, though I suppose at the very least they're denying the Americans fuel, and so far that might be described as the only salvation here of these Germans. MG42 here, they're a bit of trouble as Blackcurrent's men move up forwards. Mortar here blasting away. Kubelwagen here helping on the Rational troops, Sturmpioneers moving in to secure the point. Looks like the Kubelwagen might have a chance of being stopped to these Rational troops. And there we go, sent them running back home. Not quite to America though. Volksgrenadiers being rushed back. So far doesn't seem like anything's going on here. Not a lot of further troops arriving here from Shocktrooper. Interestingly enough, you'd imagine he'd have a bit more men on the field, but might be he's going up for some other stuff. Sturmpioneers getting caught. Kubelwagen also rolling back. Sturmpioneers need to fall back. Minesweepers up there. Americans look to finally gaining a few points, and there we go. More Storm Pioneers up there for Shocktrooper, hoping for more assault rifles to turn the tide for Germany. Granted, the tides really haven't sort of really been drawn up heavily, but there we go. Also an ambulance arriving here for Blackcurrent. Points been secured. German striking back in a slightly more orderly fashion now. Might do a bit more good then. Ravagnator should be able to hold back the Storm Pioneers and the Kubelwagen there on their own. Point they're being connected at the same time now they're losing the north. I mean, overall this sort of disjointed German play initially rather gave the Americans with their heavy rifle pushes a rather more solid advantage. That was a bit unfortunate. Let's see if things can't change a bit. Another vehicle. A quick flak half-track might prove beneficial here for Shocktrooper in turning things around versus the Americans. With all the infantry and the likes, with all here we know the captain out for Pop. You might see Lieutenant in turn, I suppose, from Blackcurrent. In fact, it's time to go to Blackcurrent, who's in fact going for a Lieutenant. So there we go, a bit of spread up taking. That's good to see. Ravagnator back as he's building the Occupy. There we go, we could see Rav Squad going down there for Pop. Run, Johnny, run! You might get gunned down, like your friends. Further push here now, the Germans sort of straighten things up a bit further. The more solid push here, so they've done the job. The Americans are pushed away. Oh, well, it's only Blackcurrent now really on the field, but the Kubelwagen about to go down! No, 9. And there we go, kaput. Kaput. Are you... An awfully large fireball for such a small vehicle, by the way. I wonder if they might not have been smuggling something flammable.
Damn Krauts just wasted some of our riflemen.
But we could not let all that whiskey go to waste. Herr Sturmbannführer. Yeah, well now Dieter and Friedrich have gone to waste, alongside all the whiskey. Anyways, troops pushing up there. Americans seem to sort of solidifying again, making a more sort of focused push. The MB-42 might have benefited from it here, maybe a bit of barbed wire here to sort of prevent a direct assault towards the building, but that's too late now. That is too late now. Shocktrooper will get ready to sort of push towards the right-hand side, you could see. And then moving forwards here, some troops already rather dinged up. The mortar doing what they can as well here versus the Amerikaner. Another truck moving out.
Our riflemen now have access to flamethrowers to smoke out the
looks like a grenade went off there that the forces were forced to pull back. Moving awfully closely up to the Storm Pioneers, they seem to be preoccupied with other units, so that might... Oh, there we go, looks like Special Operations up releasing a full cache of grenades that are being basically unloaded into the face of the Americans. Good job there, the Storm Pioneers themselves are not too good. The veteran rifle here doing quite a good job. We are seeing a flamethrower on the way here for Blackcurrent. That's definitely only going to make things worse. MB-42 they're firing, Grenadiers moving in. So that's a Pioneer. Volley fire going up. Volley fire. Got the MD-42 turning around there. M20 out as well here for Blackcurrent, sort of putting further pressure there upon the Germans. They fight rather disjointed, the Germans again, whereas the Americans do seem a bit more coordinated, do seem to coordinate and strike from both sides. Schwerer Panther quads going up. People might be a bit too far ahead. Could get lost here, could get lost. Can the Americans be able to clear it out here? M20 though taking quite a bit of damage. There you go, the 50 cover doing quite a bit of damage. Carrying through it as it's trying to finish it, and he's actually popping out, trying to shoot up closer there. That could prove to be a fatal mistake. There we go, almost got it. And again, the M20 is almost down as well. And there you go, down, out of control, and the bazooka was left behind. Apparently, someone has butterfingers and dropped the bazooka for the Krauts to seize. At the same time, they've got a Stuart light tank moving up there. Schwerer Panzer quads getting repaired there. No one picking up the bazooka, apparently no one spotting the bazooka due to the M20. Rather leaving quite the mess in terms of fire and black smoke, which probably isn't too good to inhale either. Half track out here for part-time ninja, the 251 Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen. A bit rarely seen at the moment, in particular on 1 vs 1s. There we go, someone with sharp eyes spotting the bazooka. Rifle grenades, and there you go, an American mortar hiding up behind the shed. Quick to turn it against those Krauts. I want to get some more troops to repair that Schwerer Panzer quarters. And maybe also get the half-track up to support here. I mean, there's no reason to really have it back at base. Get up to the front line, help the troops there, help die Soldaten vorwärts. Oh, it's a Spark Trooper though, with special operations here. You got to go for some Obersoldaten right now. I suppose he might also try the Lux, but I think the Lux would maybe put them a bit too much at disadvantage. You should rather try to aim for the Panther first in that department. So some Obersoldaten could be a very good move here versus all the American infantry, in fact. MG4 troops on the south, north being lost again, very little sort of covering there. But now the Germans on the other hand are coordinating things much better as well, which is good to see. I still kind of wish though that part-time Ninja would get his half-track up to the front line. I mean, he serves absolutely no bloody purpose back at base. Quick grenades there. Arcade Method trying his best as well, and Schwer Panzer quarters getting closer to being finished. Flanking assault then countering a rather brutish MD-42, putting a rather rapid stops. And looks like Gewehr 43 is up, and if we consider his commanders, that might indicate he's going elite troops. Elite Truppen! And there goes Sturmpaniers reinforces the half-track, finally gets up to the front line, and there we go, Obersoldaten on the way here. 12th SS striking back a bit harder now. Americans are getting in north, so terrain sort of shifting back and forth a bit in terms of control. Pop lining up for a larger assault, anti-tank being sent in support as well. Does look like the Stuart went down, though I might have missed that. And a forward position set up here by Blackcurrent with an ambulance. Slow and steady advance on the right flank, Sensor now seeing a bit more action. Spark Trooper striking back, there were two Sturmpioneer units with close command of flanks. Probably with an arsenal of grenades, and looks like a white phosphorus ballast going down there upon Fritz's heads. Quick grenade there. Whoa! That almost got the entire unit, that's impressive. Sturmpioneers that continue to advance for the Reich. And they're going to use in quite well with the bazooka and other fun little toys. Half-track finally also joining in the fight there more directly. Anti-tank is bringing up more rifle pushing in. We might of course soon expect some armor from Blackcurrent to sort of provide further pressure against the Krauts. Meanwhile, the fighting continues up here. The Sturmpioneers is being forced back with heavy casualties. The riflemen up here definitely proving to be quite the obstacle then, particularly in this building with this side. Very strong with the infantry. So good job there, and the flamethrower also pretty much prevents the Sturmpioneers from getting too close at all. And there go another rifleman unit moving up there. Artillery going down, another white phosphorus ballast, this time a bit further south, catching a lot of men there in a huge cloud of what looks initially rather pretty, but really turns out to be a very, very, very unhealthy experience. Also down up there with the Sturmgewehrs up. But getting caught out here in the open in rather bad positions. Obersoldaten needs to retreat. The geballte Ladung now being unleashed. Oh, it bugged up, oh no. That's quite unfortunate. Looks like part-time Ninja the worst of the white phosphorus. Another Obersoldaten unit on the way, for Spark Trooper by the way. Panther could certainly be within grasp soon enough. Strike down the enemies of the Third Reich and lights their panzers on fire. And we're noting that an M8 Scott arriving for Blackcurrent. The M8 Scott with the 75mm howitzer. Meant for infantry support and likes, I would imagine. Could maybe be a bit closer to the front line there to provide fire support. Lieutenant proving to be an obstacle there for the Volksgrenadiers. Another unit there arriving, it would seem. There we go, the other Obersoldaten unit. And there we go, got the M8 firing, blasting away. Grenadiers, for some reason, being rather heroic, they're moving up and trying to panzer fast, maybe realizing a bit too quickly that was a bad idea. Loading by the way now. 2 mortars up here for part-time ninja. 2 Granaten werfen. With Spark Trooper now sort of moving towards the west again. Now he feels that part-time ninja maybe has secured the right-hand side. A bit of a bold move. O2 part-time ninja, who in fact has gone for elite troops. He's got several ideas for Gewehr 43s. He's not upgraded the ones with the Suka light machine gun. Might be an idea for them as well. Or more Gewehr 43s. Panther is also here. Lots of action here, and no taking up beyond this. A bit too long, I think, to play for a Tiger race, so he might want to get something else in the meanwhile. Just a fallen enemy soldier. The right flank is collapsing as Spark Trooper is moving his asses towards the west flank. Orbital line leading the way though. We still got the 2 mortars laying down a bit of fire support there versus the American. Another fighting position here covering the center victory point with a 50 caliber and rifle grenades. Good job, they got a Kenwehr moving in, but it's a bit risky the way it's moving in. It's not really meant for clearing up positions like that. Over there, the crew is getting heavily exposed, getting shot at from several sides. That looks to be a very bad idea there by Spark Trooper. And at the same time, white phosphorus going down. Pack 40 now moving in. What's going on here? Ah, Scheiße! Get away! Get away! At least white phosphorus allows him to retreat, well, not safely, but at least without getting killed. I'm sure some of them will wish they'd been killed after that contact. Then is they're finding another fighting position. The Americans seem quite fond of them. Then it's not because they're bad, in particular with some reactional troops in. They can be pretty nasty with well positioned. It's only cause a bit of harm, so not a bad idea per se. Though of course it can be quickly cleared out if you're not careful as well. So it sort of works both ways. But there we go, cleared out. The note. I mean, if it gets destroyed, I mean the troops in there generally tend to be safe as long as they, you know, haven't had a grenade thrown directly in it. So some small faults there. M8 Scott continues to blast away. Left action largely is the action most tends to happen on the right flank, and we are seeing more players sort of being directed towards it again. We are seeing now tier 2 up here, or at least battle phase 2 he could take up, but he's lacking the pioneers. And looks like there with 2 M8 Scots, Blackcurrent is now making a rather large push up here the right flank, forcing away the Germans more solidly, more aggressively. And there we go. Panther Kampfwagen 5 mobilized here for Spark Trooper. Panther. Right aus the Faserland. And with the Panther machine gun on the way as well here. Good. Lots of fire there versus the Spear Panther quarters. Panther moving in. Engaging directly over the M8 Scots, probably the best chance he has right now. Well, there's probably a bit of a confuse over the American lines. Though, of course, we are quickly seeing the Americans reacting and opening up then the Panther. So that should cause Blackcurrent here to be a bit more cautious now. Panther continues to roll about here. Needs to be careful about exposing its rear armor, though. I mean, commanders weren't structured very much never to expose the rear armor. In fact, always keep the frontal armor towards the enemy, since that was basically the strongest point on the Panther with its 18mm sloped arm. And there we go. Shot failed to penetrate. Right there, the rear is exposed to a quick anti-tank rifle grenade. Bad thing there. There we go. Damaged engine on the Panther. Scheiße. And we are noting there, a Jackson has arrived here for pop. He was apparently expecting some kind of armor and has called in the heavy tank destroyer there. Of course, we continue to fight here. There's a lot of artillery fire going on, and there we go, almost wiping out the entire unit in one quick and brutal go. Mortars continue to creep forwards, as does the rest of part-time Ninja's forces. Support armor core is up. A Panzer IV or some Stoops could be a good move. It looks like the Panther is busy clearing out the riflemen, crashing into the building and unleashing the MGs point blank. But there you go. Jackson flanks. Panther gets back a good shot there though. Tries to get away. Not bad per se. As such. Both rather low on health after that brutal engagement. Orbs done here. Out in the open versus 2 Rapid squads, and again just getting swept there with flame for an absolute sea of fire unleashed upon them. Nasty stuff there. More to continue to fight here, getting hit there with 50 cal. They seem to ignore the fighting position there, or at least sending units they think they can get away with getting horribly killed in the procedure. Back though to Pop here. Lots of Riflemen, the Gunners doing what they can. They give it for the fleas, and the Pioneers moving in with the MP40s. Half-tech might want to support. Quick Rifle Grenade there, yes. Which is our bite. Panther continues to strike down the enemies of Zreich. Another shot there. And we've just seen now E8 has joined in to support the Scots. Anti-tank gun joining in as well. The Panthers actually facing quite a lot of fire there from the Americans. Rather heavily outnumbered, if anything. And once more forced to pull back for repairs. Troops enforcing back home. Rather brutish action, and we note here what is arriving down south. A Panzer 4 arriving there for part-time ninja. Panzerkampfwagen 4. From the Panzer Battalion. Panthers were usually organised into a battalion of their own. At least when things were permitted like that. As the war progressed, of course, those designations sort of began meaning less and less. Rather than there rushed away, the MD4 doing quite a good job, and there go Panzer 4 joining in. Scots rolling back in. Jackson could also react, or the EC8. There's certainly a few options there from the Americans to deal with this Panzer 4 threat. Certainly a lot easier than dealing them with the Panther, which is now also ready for the fight again, closing in on Veterans 1. Panzer 4 moving up there, supported by a Pack 40. Coming on the shots there. Oh. Scots firing one, penetrated. Bad news for the crew there. Panther moving up here, Pack 40 could inch forwards a bit. There you go Panther. Oh, take shots there. Lots of fire, anti-tank rounds there, also open up with the anti-tank gun. Panther managed to dodge most of it quite impressively. And for some reason he's moving in the Panther 4 straight into all of this. 4-6. You are not driving a Panzer or a Tiger, but a Panzer 4. While it was commonly mistaken for a Tiger tank, actually, when it had its armoured skirts up, which made it a lot more bulky, I mean, it technically didn't have quite the same level of armour. Though it was a reasonably popular tank with its tankers, even occasionally in comparison to the Panther, it was still sometimes more favoured due to being lighter and also having better high closer rounds, and also being more mechanically reliable actually. So a little fun fact there about the Panzer 4. Panzer 4 moving forward, coming under heavy fire, they're exposing the flank. Ah, Scheisse! Scheisse! 9! And there you go, left on fire, ammunition cooked off. That moved out, I would have to say, by part-time ninja. Another assault going out, but rather than counting a lot of issues here for Shocktrooper. Pop them and move forward. Also knowing he's actually used the white phosphorus to create a smoke screen to secure the point under. Good job there. I mean, it's not just, you know, just something that damages. It's also effectively a smoke screen. So, I mean, you can use it in several ways, and it looks like he used it also for the smoke screen effect. Good job there by Pop. Clever, clever. Scots and EC8. Lots of 8s there, by the way. Blasting away at the Krauts. Gewehr 43 gun is trying to push the way forwards. The half-track holds having a bit of limited success. Another fighting position going up. Quite happy with those. So this time they might get spotted. Oh, never mind. Looks like they managed to finish it in time and get in. A quick few rough grenades cut. Cleared out. And there we go. Looks like a few exchanges there. Oh, lands right in the middle of all the troops. And mortar rounds sorted that out. Panther, by the way, now Veterans 1 closing on Veterans 2. That might also be good work there. Fighting position cleared out. The Americans seem to be slowing down a bit. There's certainly a lot more comfort over here. I mean, the Germans really aren't pressuring a lot over there. Looks like everything's now shifting over towards the side here of the Wehrmacht. Played this part-time ninja. Looks like Sparktroopers hoping to sort of reinforce them, break through there. Instead of trying to maybe find a weak spot here, sort of overwhelm the Americans with quickly. And I suspect another EZ8 might arriving there. Yes, indeed. Another EZ8. course, the question is, what will part-time Ninja do? I mean, he's got plenty of fuel for getting more Panther forces and some Stoops. Or will he simply wait for the King Tiger, the Königstiger? I mean, the command points are there, he just needs the manpower. And it's time for the mid-game analysis. Current damage-wise, we are noting recent react equal between Shocktrooper, Blackcurrent and Pop. But we are noting here that part-time Ninja is lagging behind a bit in damage, though kill-wise he is actually slightly in the lead. But damage-wise, again, there is something there that's not quite adding up. Kill-wise, of course, we're knowing that Pop was actually lagging behind, though he seems to be much more focused on wrecking armor and vehicles to a larger extent, which is certainly paying off for him. So in that regard, Blackcurrent is probably sort of with a good mix of damage and kills the strongest player, in fact, in the match here. Those Spark Troopers sort of falling in rather quickly there. In terms of map control, the Americans are largely sort of holding on to the victory points quite well. Part-time Ninja has the weak point, is certainly getting pressure, and they're constantly striking against them. They're also shifting around their attacks a bit, which is good. And Spark Trooper, they're sort of relying more on head-on assaults, maybe less on sort of trying to outflank and sort of outmaneuver his opponents. And certainly the Americans all taking advantage of that by securing a lot of sort of heavy anti-tank assets, or at least reasonably good anti-tank assets, sort of break down any head-on armor assault, for example, say that Panther. So that's something the Germans very much have to take in consideration. And of course, with elite troops, the question is, are the Germans or the Americans aware their elite troops actually inbound versus them? Because in that case, they definitely need to prepare for the Tiger race. But certainly, I mean, there's also a chance they might have to prepare for the King Tiger from the Germans eventually as well. But I mean, looking at the force composition with all the anti-tank guns at Jackson's these days, I mean, they can reasonably well handle any armoured threat right now, as long as they handle it sort of sensibly. That is, they don't just barge straight into it, but sort of keep a range, use their weapons to the fullest effect with take aim, and likewise on the anti-tank guns, of course, good use of the high-velocity armour-piercing rounds if necessary as well. Bit sort of a fighting position here, guarding things over here might be a good idea, otherwise, you know, pressuring up here, maybe striking a bit here. Spark Trooper force game to sort of fall a bit back further as well, could be a good move there from the Americans. Try to split up the Germans even further and leave them a bit more exposed elsewhere. And they should probably try to be bit more careful about trying to charge head on here. That could prove to be a bit disadvantageous, again, trying to sort of outflank, because they've got a quite solid force for that, in fact. So that is a little thing to consider there for them. And maybe Pop should consider something to help deal a bit with the infantry, or maybe another Jackson. I mean, that's rather up to me. Could also just get some ECH, that would sort of be a good middle ground there, or just a regular Sherman, really. For the Germans, I mean, Spark Trooper again, sort of the stronger one, but armor-wise, I mean, he could probably benefit from getting another Panther. He should also very much consider doing a fuel transfer to get more fuel. I mean, really, they can't really hold back that in that department. In fact, he could even consider going for a command Panther and support his Panther already there. I think that could actually be a good, strong move. If handled correctly, they could then actually lay down some hurt there upon the, for example, Jackson as well, with the higher speed and other fun things. So that could very well be an idea, or saving up for a King Tiger if they want, but either way, fuel transfer should be initiated. Part-time Ninja, on the other hand, is where the problems are at. I mean, a Tiger race might be able to sort of sort things out a bit there, certainly give them a lot more heavy punch. Though, of course, a few Panther force with a bit of troop training could also maybe serve in that department. Pack 40, though, might also want to be better positioned. It's actually a bit awkwardly positioned if anything. Mortars, though, doing well, though. He might want to get this one a bit closer again, and maybe also a bit more secure behind something. And let's keep up the pressure the way he's doing, sort of draw the Americans in. Maybe another pack would also, in fact, be a good idea to sort of lay down a further heavy fire of anti-tank guns. But again, the Tiger race might be the idea, though. Again, I mean, with all the stuff here available, he should be careful with it. Again, he probably should sort of try to combine his ace then with Spark Troopers armor, sort of combine for a really strong flank attack up here, where the Americans will be caught unawares, where they might get some quick, easy kills and say some lighter armor or an anti-tank gun as such, slowly drawing them into an engagement where the Germans then can win it out instead of trying to attack up here, with the Americans will be expecting a head-on assault and will be crushing it. So, I mean, that would be the best maneuver, if anything, to sort of try for a proper blitzkrieg in that way. We're back here to Blackcurrent and back to the fight. Right from there, getting plastered with mortar fire. Another head-on assault there again, apparently ignoring the fighting position there. Laid down. Jackson taking it to fire there from bazookas and puncher shakes. Orbitals are doing what they can here to provide support.
We lost an anti-tank gun.
And there we go, rifleman unit wiped out there by the MD-34 and STG-44 equipped Obersoldaten. Better into here on these gentlemen. Pack 40 could stand to creep a bit further forwards. And the Panther could do some repair before moving forwards. Though if you could actually move it up here and begin flanking the Americans, that could actually work out with a bit of infantry support. Larger action over here, the Americans so far not responding, they need to be careful. You might soon draw the attention of the Scots. Though they seem to be occupied here with suppressing the Germans' assault from the south. And it does rather seem to be more of a head-on grind fest here from the Germans. Not really the best set of tactics here versus the Americans, who are just bombarding them with everything they can muster. And there he goes to... Oh, Storm Pony's got actually wiped out there. And Panther close to getting wiped out there. Panther close to getting wiped out. Needs to get pulled back there. Oh, to close eventually too. Would definitely a waste to lose it right before that. And there you go. The German assault basically bogged down. EC8 for pop as well. That's 3 EC8s altogether on the battlefield. Panther rolling back, having seen better days. Another minute there before a tight race can arrive and maybe save the day there for part-time ninja. Still no sign of anything that resembles, say, a fuel transfer there for Shocktrooper. I can't help but feel that is very much a great mistake there by him. He really ought to aim for that as soon as humanly possible, and also should shift back his Panther for some repairs. I mean, it's not going to do anything in that position right now. It could maybe take one shot or two there, depending on what comes at it. But beyond that, you know, it's going to go down rapidly. Now the spare Panther headquarters there getting focused down. He could call in another Panther soon, then again he might just risk this getting wasted and instead could just go for a command Panther, which again could synergize quite nicely with this already existing Panther if utilized properly. There you go, Jackson moving in. Might want to point the rear away from the 37mm flat cannon, just suggesting. And there you go, the ace is mobilized.
We're losing a capture point.
From an SS Schwerer Panzerabteilung. Maybe a former disciple of Wittmann's, who knows. But opening up there on the rifleman and not really getting a hit there though. Mortar fire pouring into the trenches. Panther go getting retreat too. Shots going off.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Close to getting those riflemen.
The enemy is overrunning one of
And we're noting another EC. He's got 3 EC8s now. 3 EC8s. Shots fired there versus the EC8. Now they're actually splitting up their armour. They're splitting up the armour. Oh dear, they should have kept them together.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Remember what Guderian said, you strike with a fist, not an open hand. You punch with it anyways. Looks like the ambulance went down over there. Quick rate there by the Volksgrenadiers. I suppose that did something. But already here the tanks were forced to pull back. Not good there, not good there. The ace moving forward a bit again. Getting the Panther rapid repaired, which is good, which is good. The Americans seem to be concentrating everything they have there around the true victory points. Look good. I mean, they're basically establishing their Schwerpunkt around here, allowing them to effectively cover the true victory points, easily rush forwards, back and forth to cover and support them. Another EC8 mobilizing. So now we're looking at 5 EC8s in total. Over to Shocktrooper. Panther operating now its own further here on the flank. Fuel transfer finally went in. Took him long enough.
Prepared for action. An anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
White phosphorus. Barrage down. And looks like there we go, one Sherman could go down here. Though at the same time, we are seeing Heavy Fire going down there on the Tiger Race. Getting flanked out by the veteran for the anti-tank, and also got the Jackson joining in with high velocity armor-piercing rounds. Bad news there for the Ace. The Panther now striking up there. Looks like supporting an infantry push up here from Spark Trooper. We're seeing artillery flares going down here to ensure the way maybe is cleared or something. Half track knocked out. Panther getting outmaneuvered here. Sherman circling about. Needs to pull back. He needs to pull back. Move back. The rear is exposed. Spark Trooper. Combat Blitz. Ooh, might get a Sherman there. And then again, nope. We are seeing everything else being moved over there. So that could be a bad idea. Ace joining in as well. Could they maybe at least get one American tank there? Close, close. But let's get away. It's certainly a bit more of a touch and go thing here. But there you go, one EZ8 did finally go down. Knocked out there by the 88mm gun there of the Tiger Ace. Come on, Panther is available, but very much looks like he's aiming for the King Tiger, the Königstiger, and certainly he's not far away from being able to call it in. And pulling back there to the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. Germans make a bit of progress again, so the Foxes need to be careful there with their Panther strikes.
Standing by. Send orders.
This is what we're trained for.
Panther almost done. They should focus everything here on the Ace then. Schnell! Get the Tiger moving! Quite the armor battle we sort of got slowly evolving here. With more EC8s. Oh, look, I think that's... well, still 5, maybe 6. Either way, that's a lot of tank. Closing in on Veteran 3 here. And Ace, or King Tiger's now been called in. Come on, call it in. Schnell! Get it! The more time you waste not getting it, the longer it takes before it arrives. And there we go, Königstiger on the way to support the Ace. And... now things are going to get a bit chaotic here. And no, he's sending in the Panther on its own. He's sending in the Panther on its own. What is he thinking? Combat Blitz out of there. And he's exposing the rear. Just Combat Blitz. No. He wasted the Panther. And he was so close to Veteran 3. That was absolutely daft. That was for no good reason. Scheiße. High Command will hear of this. Now it's just down to the Ace. Not got an awful lot anti-tank at 6 except by Kenmeth, which just got cleared out here in a vast volley of shots. Another Sherman 8 down. And there we go, he's actually using Blitzkrieg. That's good. Almost got it, but there we go. Smoke down to actually ensure a safe retreat. Good job in return, pulling back there to the Mechanized Regiment. Panzer strike fire. If only that Panther hadn't been wasted, but there we go. Königstiger. Mobile and ready. Tiger is getting off a few good shots there. Coming in a lot of fire there. So you've got the Jackson, now Veteran 2. Close getting another Sherman. Close. But can he do it? Over here, 2 part-time ninja. Even popping some smoke. Certainly a bit twitchy there. And there we go, the Königstiger has arrived. And the Volkswagen is just getting absolutely blown to tiny bits. And part-time Ninja's got plenty of fuel, but not enough manpower to actually do anything with it. Careful there with sending in the Königstiger on its own with that many American tanks and likewise on the field. Now the EC8 there. Jackson firing, high velocity arm using right to bank up, probably even at range. Said veterans in two. There we go, the one shot through another bit of smoke there. Panther might be able to wipe it out. Apparently a bit short cut to fire back, and they've got another Sherman up there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Storm Pioneers moving up, Riflemen storming forward. Tiger Race moved into the fight again, can't hold it back any longer, and we also got multiple operating on their own. Desperate trying to take back some points, but all of there with the white phosphorus, they are not looking good. The situation is definitely getting more and more desperate here with the Germans as the fight progresses. The EC8 simply swarming them. 4 EC8s there. And we got another one up here and another one up here. So that's all in all 6 EC8s and 2 Scots and a Jackson. Panther firing this. Tiger Race should be careful of his own. They got the King Tiger fighting versus a lot of Riflemen. Getting off a good shot there. Another bit of target weak point there. We've got the Jackson now. Veterans is free. High rate of fire now, plus extra penetration. And there we go. We could maybe see the Jackson go down here. That would certainly help the Germans quite a bit. Fire frei, Wilhelm. And there we go. Jackson down, veteran runner for King Tiger on the out for Combat Blitz. Might be able to get one of those Scots. Now's the chance. Strike while the iron is hot. Scorching hot from the munitions exploded. Haha. There you go, got one Sherman flanking about there. Tiger Race moving into cover. In fact, 2 Shermans moving in there. Target weak point though could be helpful. Target's a weak point. Just shocking the crew though. There we go, the target weak point. There we go. Another Sherman down there. King Tiger's rear, they're completely exposed. Almost got the Sherman there, almost got it, almost got it. As soon as the actor begin calling, then things begin looking a lot better. Then we've got more EC8 rushing in. Need to turn that thing around so the front almost looks presented towards the front. The Kenmare moving up. Truck blown up. Maybe infected the enemy as a decoy to draw attention away from the heavily damaged armor. But rather lacking heavily in things that can repair them. More pioneers are needed. Storm Pioneers are not repairing, by the way. They really should consider doing that as well. I mean, the faster they can get those heavy tanks back in the fight, the better. In particular, since victory points are ticking down ever faster. And the Americans already took a bit of losses there, so the faster they can get back in the fight and pressure those, the better. Closing in on Vetsi 2 there as well, which would be helpful. Stuff being salvaged. But out in the open, they are easy targets there for the tanks and the Scots. They're 38 and 47 kills, by the way. Not to be underestimated whatsoever. They absolutely demolished infantry, even so do the EC8s. Some of them close to victory free there. Königstiger bereit. Back to pop. 4 Shermans again, another Jackson on the way. A futile attempt from the north there, not looking good. More packs there. And there you go, the Vet 22.
Press your attack. They're down to 50 points.
Shaman close there, getting knocked out. Can he do it?
Promotion.
No, let's get away. And there you go, the Aces moving forwards again. Alongside the King, and there you go, target weak point stuns one. Quickly getting out of it. And actually laying down a smoke screen there. Kendall's getting outflanked. And there you go, one Scot finally went out of control. The one actually with the most kills. Come on.
Continue to push.
More shots going off.
Point tank destroyer is ready for action.
More trooping forwards. Königssieger bereit. Another white phosphorus barrel going down here to lay down some serious fire versus the German positions.
They only have 10 points.
And a large push straight through it all. Points ticking down. This is looking horrible for the Germans. Less so for the Americans. And a GG from Blackcurrent. GG from Shocktrooper, and game over there. A brutal armoured fight. Apparently something went wrong there slightly. With a ton of EC8s there from the Americans. The Germans certainly struggling there from the early game there due to some initial sort of issues in sticking together, which rather hurt them throughout the fights, as the Americans simply were better at coordinating the forces, one striking from the front, the other sort of trying to outmaneuver constantly over and over again. The Germans never quite handling that, instead insisting rather on sort of head-on assaults, which only really was to the benefit of the Americans with the bigger guns, to a certain extent all the anti-tank guns. And part-time ninja overall was the weaker point there of the two Germans, rather than Johnson taking up fast enough, not really getting a lot of the units, and basically just being slowly ground down without sort of really trying to sort of outmaneuver his opponent, sort of try anything sort of really inspired. He went for one Panther 4, which he wasted, and then he was basically down to the Tiger Ace, which did alright, but in the end, you know, simply wasn't enough. In part because it wasn't really coordinated over the German player. Shocktrooper did better to a certain extent, but he himself encountered some issues as the game progressed. His tactics saw some problems, and in particular the Panther there was utterly wasted. That was really not good at all. He should have had fuel transfer much sooner. I think he could have had a King Tiger or something else that soon as well, or a Command Panther to assist his first Panther. I mean, those could also have been quite valid options. There were certainly some problems there again, but also basically less flanking he ended up with, and just more head-on assaults, which also cost him a lot of men instead of trying to outmaneuver the Americans. I mean, that was really the one problem. They just kept bashing their heads into a wall, which only really aided the Americans in the fight. I would have liked to see something a bit more, you know, flexible there from the Americans. I mean, they make good use of a mix of weapons. I mean, that's for sure. Scots, Shermans, Jacksons, all that. But I mean, to a certain extent, it was just basically EC8 spam and veteran rifleman spam, which overall certainly gave them also early on quite the advantage. And certainly was only helped again by the fact the Germans really couldn't initially coordinate their efforts quite well enough. I mean, had the Germans sort of put up things, maybe a bit more coordinated effort, a bit more of a sort of solid anti-tank effort, I mean, the EC8 certainly would have been a bit easier to deal with, and Jackson might also have less of an effect. And had they certainly also faced a slightly more competent opponent, the EC8s might have also encountered some actual serious issues there for the Germans, but again, it was pretty much just all head-on assaults, which again really only benefited the Americans in those engagements, all the anti-tank guns and such. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. And also, if you feel like it, you know, feel free to, you know, disable ad block if you're using it. If not, you know, feel free to donate instead via PayPal. There's a link down there in the video description. Otherwise, you know, feel free to send in a replay, and of course, always feel free to write commentary in the comments, though do try to respect it to the players. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.